There's been a lot of speculation about Georgie and Mandy's marriage in season 2 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Ever since The Big Bang Theory hinted that Georgie's first marriage doesn't last, fans have been watching every argument and awkward moment like it's a countdown clock. But here's the thing, season 2 is not where this marriage ends. And honestly, it shouldn't be. If you really look at how the season unfolds, Georgie and Mandy aren't falling apart. They're struggling, yes. But there's a huge difference between conflict and collapse. Season 2 leans heavily into the reality of young marriage, especially a marriage that started under pressure. They're young. They became parents fast. They didn't have the luxury of easing into adulthood. Of course, there are going to be cracks. But cracks don't automatically mean demolition. One of the biggest reasons their marriage isn't ending this season is growth. Georgie, in particular, has matured a lot. This isn't the impulsive teenager we saw earlier in Young Sheldon. He's working hard. He's trying to provide. He wants to be a good husband and father, even when he doesn't always know how. That effort matters. The show keeps emphasizing that he's committed. And Mandy? She's complicated, but she's not checked out. She gets frustrated, sure. She questions whether she rushed into things. She struggles with the age gap and with how fast her life changed. But frustration isn't the same as wanting out. In fact, most of her emotional moments feel more like fear than detachment. She's scared of being stuck, scared of repeating mistakes, scared of losing herself. That's very different from not loving Georgie. Season 2 also spends a lot of time showing them learning how to communicate. Not perfectly, they still bicker, misunderstand each other, and get defensive. But the key word is learning. If the writers were planning to end the marriage right now, we'd see emotional distance. We'd see coldness. Instead, we see arguments that eventually circle back to care. Another major factor is storytelling pacing. The show is called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. That title alone tells us this relationship is meant to be explored deeply. Ending it in season 2 would feel rushed. The writers are clearly more interested in showing the slow evolution of their dynamic rather than blowing it up early for shock value. There's also the emotional investment. The audience needs time to believe in them, not necessarily as a forever couple, but as something real. If the marriage ended this quickly, it wouldn't feel earned. It would feel abrupt. Right now, the show is building layers. It's showing us why they got married, why they care about each other, and why walking away wouldn't be simple. And let's talk about the Big Bang Theory factor. Yes, we know this isn't Georgie's only marriage, but knowing something ends doesn't mean it ends immediately. In fact, that long-term knowledge gives the writers room to develop it properly. The tragedy or bittersweet nature of the relationship will hit harder if we actually see them try. Season 2 is about adjustment, not destruction. It's about two young people figuring out adulthood together. The tension we're seeing feels like growing pains, not final warnings. They're learning who they are as individuals and as partners. That process is messy, but it's not hopeless. If anything, season 2 makes their bond feel more layered. They're not in a fairy tale romance. They're in a realistic marriage. They disappoint each other. They surprise each other. They support each other in small, imperfect ways. And that realism is exactly why the show isn't ready to pull the plug. So no, Georgie and Mandy's marriage isn't ending in season 2. The cracks we see aren't signs of immediate collapse, they're signs of pressure. And sometimes pressure either breaks something or strengthens it. Right now, the show is clearly choosing to explore the strengthening. And that makes whatever comes later feel earned instead of rushed.